Hello and welcome back to another OMNIHEROES video. In this video we're just going to have a look at my Challenger team builds, which means there is 7 team builds in the Challenger section that you need to build in order to compete. And for me, I've found that I've got around 7 good teams, 7 very good teams, and then 9 is a bit more difficult. But if we have a look at the way that things are set up at the moment, if we jump into my battle report. So as you can see, Ursilia, usually very, very strong, and as you can see, has beaten my teams. The reason that she's beat my teams, or he's beat my teams, I don't know, is because she is in supremacy. So as you can see, got to supremacy, and that's where you need 9 teams. Now, I have not built my 9 teams yet, which I think is why she's able to win so easily, or he's able to win so easily. I assume it's a girl because last name ends in an A, and it's more feminine. I think that's the reason. But anyway, point is, I'm not in supremacy. I'm in Challenger 1 at the moment. So I have had no real opportunity to build my 9 teams. Now, what I want to do is just show off the 7 teams that I've run with that got me into supremacy. And the only way I can do that, I can't challenge throw because throw's in supremacy. So if we jump into challenge throw here, as you can see, I do need 9 teams. And none of my artifacts and all of my previous teams from last season are all here. They're all just very, they're very good for last season, not for this season though. Very different setups. And if I jump into Challenger 1, so I go and challenge here, we still need 9 teams. The only way that I can access my 7-team format is if I challenge somebody in Challenger 2. So this is what I'm going to do. I jumped in. I've got Challenger 2 here. We're not going to watch all the way through for these videos, for this match, but we will show off some of the teams in action and partially what they do. So first things first, I've gone with Mistifiers. For me, Mistifiers are Mistifiers are so far for me the strongest team in this season. The only team that I've seen beat them realistically is the Eudora Elisha Karnak combo, and I think that will change when Amaterasu gets released, coming out in about a week. I think thereabouts. So it should be next Friday that Amaterasu gets released. But other than that, I found Mistifiers to be the strongest. And this is a very basic, I say basic, it's very, it is relatively easy, this team. Because all you do, you've got your Tsukiyomi. If you don't have Tsukiyomi, you would put somebody like Dullahan in. You would put Dullahan, you would put Sandra in here, or you would put Ozzy or Minotaur. Anybody here. The reason that I'm going with Tsukiyomi is because she is very, very strong. Even at 6 stars, she is really, really strong. And the reason for that is because of her passive. If you want to know more about Tsukiyomi, I've got 6-star, 7-star, and 8-star videos out on her at the moment. And over the course of the next 2 weeks, I should be able to pick up enough copies to get her to 9 stars, and I'll do a 9-star review then. But the premise of this team, first of all, we have 5 out of 5 Mistifiers. We get our 5 stacks of corrode applied at the start of every battle. We've got our 4 royals, not including Emily. We have 3 seasonal blessers in the form of Mulan, Gaia, and Tsukiyomi. We have 3 strikers in the form of Tsukiyomi, Mulan, and Catherine. We have 3 celestials, that's Tsukiyomi, Mulan, and Catherine. You've got Gaia as the only deviant on the team. You've got Emily as the only light seeker on the team. If you did want to be a bit more coherent, you would pop somebody like Dullahan or Astrid in this spot, and you would get your second deviant synergy there. But for me, you don't really need it. You don't really need those holy shields. It is really strong as is. So next, relics. Really basic relics. You've got your Underworld Key, Plague Bow, and Knight's Edge for your team here. And then for artifact, you do have the Mistifiers artifact, the 300%. Typically, for the first 6 teams, I've gone with all of my basic faction synergies, Valkyrie synergies. And I've used the artifact, as you can see, the Valiant's artifact. You've got Ethereal's artifact. You've got your Doom's artifact, etc., etc. It's only when we get to Team 7 that there's going to be any real change. So that's the Mistifi's team that I'm running at the moment. The reason that I put Emily in here and not somebody else like Dullahan or like Astrid on this team is because Emily increases the corrode stack limit by 5, and also if you have her epic runes, she also applies 5 stacks of corrode to the enemies, so you get up to 50 stacks for Gaia's Genesis Glow, and you also get additional stacks from Tsukiyomi. So I think you will get up to 20 million after turn 1. So before anybody has taken any action, you get up to that additional 20 million attack and additional 20 million defense. And then you've also got that removes 20 million attack and 20 million defense from the enemy team as well. Next team, I've gone with Valianters. Valianters are garbage this season. I just don't know what to say about them. I mean, I've got 3 Monarchs on the team. I've got Hades here to increase the the execution limit, and also increase the physical the damage reduction provided by the Valiantist synergy. And Elma here is just a staple. Elma the tank engine, of course, to absorb as many blows as possible. So I do have 5 Royals, 5 Valianters. I've got 3 Blessers, 3 Monarchs, 3 Deviants, 2 Celestials as well, and that's about it really. Not altogether too much to say about this team. Again, you've got Pandora here, who applies the ultimate or the recursion of attacks if we get a kill. So just something to keep in mind. My relics, I've got the Death Scythe, I've got the Mirror in order to help Elma out and to help our team survive for a bit longer, and the Execution Blades as well, just for the additional attack and also the chance to execute enemies with those blades. Team 3, I've gone for my Ethereal's team. Now this team at the very start of the season was very, very strong. It didn't lose me a single match, but as the season has gone on and as strategies have been developed, it becomes a lot more difficult to win with Ethereals. Again, they've just sort of fallen off, which is a bit weird because you've got Elisha and Eudora in here. Can overpower if you get enough stacks in with the team here. So if Eudora gets enough crits, Wukong gets enough crits, Elisha gets enough crits, etc., you can build up very, very quickly. I don't really need to go through this team. It's just all Ethereals all the time. You've got your 3 Celestials. Sorry, you've got 5 Royals, 5 Ethereals, 3 Sacrifices. So the difference between Sacrifices, by the way, and Blessers, at the start of battle, max HP of all allies increases equal to 500% of the HP in position of hero in position 1. So really, you want your strongest hero in this spot here. So again, potentially popping Karnak in that spot is probably going to be better for me because Karnak is my highest star hero on the Ethereal team. And compared with Blessers, so with the Blessers, so it's the hero in position 1, increases HP equal to 500% of the total HP of all other allies. So what we could do, we could put it like this. So we could have Elma in slot 1 and Victoria in slot Elma in slot 2, Victoria in slot 1. Victoria's going to have much, much higher health. But as it stands, I'm leaving Elma there, just primarily because of the taunt function that he provides with his basic attack. Now we move on to Team 4. We have my Doom's team, of course, running Leviathan, the new Doom Monarch. This team is just so strong. It is really, really strong. I really enjoy this team. You've got Halissa, who provides 300% additional HP for our Monarchs. Would be 500%, but I don't have full red runes for her. You've got Arthur and Dahlia as a combo at the front. I'm absolutely in love with that combo at the front. Arthur will apply all of the buffs and all of the celestial stuff that goes on with him. Dahlia to switch, provide additional HP and attack for Arthur. Usually what happens is this team, against really strong opponents, Arthur will be the last one standing, and the enemy team just can't beat him because he's got so much HP, so much defense, and so much additional attack that he's just reflecting too much back. Leviathan is here to reflect attack backs, and Halissa and Merlin are here for the Monarch synergy. Halissa to provide a load of buffs, and Merlin to increase reflect rate whenever we get hit. Relics, I've gone for, unfortunately, only a 1-star lance. You do have my stun hammer as well, and the increase to HP based on whenever we cast our relics. the Demon Bane Whip. Again, I've gone for my increased by 300% Dooms damage, and that's about it really for that team. Very just have your 3 Monarchs and then whoever else you want, and you should be good. Now, next team is Seraphina, Audrey, Wu Zetian, Cleopatra, and Chang. I've got my 5 Royals on the team, 5 Celestials, 5 Glorians, 3 Blessers, and 3 Strikers. That is about it for this team. I've not gone with any Monarch synergy on here, although I could do. I could pop Lily and Leah, and I could pop Telenas on the team and go with a full Monarch build. Rather than that, I've gone for more damage, because Wu Zetian does provide 75% damage reduction. Audrey steals shields. Seraphina to boost up our attack and defense. You've got Cleopatra to provide additional attack and also those holy shields. And you've got Chang as well, who often dies on the first hit. But with all the protection that goes on, if she does survive, she does the most damage on the team. And you've got a striker to pair with Seraphina as well. And Cleopatra does take the striker synergy. Now with relics, I've gone for Spear, Shield, and I've gone for Cauldron as well. The reason that I go for Spear on this team is primarily for the increased attack and increased shields. You also, and that then plays into Audrey's passive. Whenever Audrey receives shielding, she dishes it out to the rest of the team. You also have the shield as well. The shield gives Audrey and Cleo a bonus, or a shield bonus, and I believe increase to HP. That is then dished out to the rest of the team as well, so as much protection as possible. And then you also have Cauldron, which stops damage going through for that turn, effectively making your team invincible for the round that it goes off on. And then Wu Zetian to provide even further protection when she does steal an enemy as well. So when Wu steals an enemy, your entire team gets protect put on them, and all of the damage that your team would receive goes onto that enemy as well. So just as much survivability and healing as possible. That's it. That's the whole point. And Chang here is the biggest damage dealer. You can, if you don't have Chang, you put Nawi in this spot. Absolutely no issue with that at all. And for of course, gone for the Glorian's relic as well, the 300%. Now, final team, final of the Valkyrie synergies is Avengers. I've gone for Mavis, Janna, Althea, Aphrodite, and Hey Kate. The reason that I've got set up in this particular order is because you've got your 2 Phantoms, Janna and Althea. You've got your 2 Monarchs, Aphrodite and Mavis, and then you do have Hey Kate as well for additional damage. Now, with regards to relics, I've gone for the chest, which will double our triggers. I've gone for sphere, which will provide healing, and I've also gone for hand of Tyr as well to provide additional attack increases and HP and shielding increases as well if we do get a stun off. The reason that I've got Hey Kate up in this position is because spear will hit this, and hit this. So these 3, the positions that Hey Kate, Mavis, and Janna are in, will all be hit by this healing spear. This will trigger Hey Kate's ability and build Hey Kate up as much as possible. Aphrodite goes in the damage slot, so in position 4, where the majority of my damage has been concentrated. And then you've got Althea to provide the instant revival function as well. Something that is pivotal, I would say, in how to build a strong Avengers team is just to have Althea on the team so that your team revive instantly rather than having to wait till the end of the round. If your entire team gets one shot, they will come straight back rather than just getting wiped out and losing the match because you can't revive quick enough. Again, you've got your 2 Phantoms just as a little bit of protection and a little bit of insurance, so to speak. Aphrodite, I don't need to explain. She's the strongest unit in PvP at the moment. There's no 2 ways about it. The reason that I've got them in position 6 is because if I'm losing terribly, I should have won at least 1 match by then. But if I'm losing terribly, these girls here can pull it back for me. And finally, we do have the last team. I am running Mistifiers in this last team because I think they are the strongest currently. I do have a weird mashup of relics here. I've gone for Crown for increased relic damage. I've gone for Banner so that I can... This should be this way. I've gone for Banner, so we get those holy shields, and I've gone for my actually only, the last available chrono relic, which is the Umbra Torch as well. The team setup is primarily Monarch, so you've got Dullahan, Talos, Astrid, and Victoria, who are all Monarchs, and then you've got Lancelot for the additional corrode damage. You've got Talos for the additional corrode damage, Dullahan who increases the corrode limit stack, Astrid to boost up the entire team's attack with her speed, and Victoria who, whenever we take an action, we do increase our defense and HP as well. The final relic that I've gone for, of course, is the best PvP relic in the game. At the start of the battle, applies stun to all enemies for 1 round. This is so strong, and it lets you build up so quickly as well. Just something to keep in mind if you are going to use it. It just gives you that 1 turn reprieve. So those are the teams that I've gone for. This is for Challenger specifically, so we will jump in to a battle, and we'll just see how well these teams do. So it looks like we've got a very, very good match on our hands. As you can see, the nodes at the top, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it is all 7 teams in action, and this is what Mistifis do. They apply all of that damage at the start of battle. We have stolen attack and defense from the enemy team, so we are just hopefully going to one-shot as many of them as possible. Now, enemy team has gone for all Monarchs, a mix of Dooms and Dooms and Glorians. Again, very, very strong, and because of the 2 Celestials, there wasn't even 2 Celestials on the team. You just have your 3 Verdians on the enemy team. But as you can see, we're applying all of this burn, all of this corrode, and we are building up our energy as well. Something I did neglect to mention, but I have gone over in many previous videos. This is my Hope Tree setup. As you can see, I've maxed out energy in position 1, 2, and 5, and I've maxed out Grace of Hunters, Grace of Shadows, maxed out the damage increase and damage reduction, and also invested a little bit into energy production as well. But we should see a conclusion to this reasonably quickly. So let's power through. I think we can go ahead and skip this. Poor Merlin. Yeah, so it looks like we did lose one of our team here, but absolutely fine. We got the win. This isn't tournament mode after all. Now, Valianters, I've not been impressed with at all this season. I really haven't. Valianters, for me, they're just not... Hold on. Valianters, for me, they're just not there yet. They need something else. A unit like Elisha, like Gaia, like Tsukiyomi, who provides additional stats based on, say, attacks, or based on crits, or based on something. You just need those additional stats in order to keep up. You just cannot keep up any other way. And unfortunately, there's no 2 ways about it. I mean, Hades is good. He does steal. If you have his full red runes, he's stealing every sort of 3 rounds or so. But again, it's just not strong enough. The increase to the execution mechanic, that 35%, really, really tough, or really good. But again, you just need ways to increase HP and ways to increase defense as well. Now, this looks like a loss to me. Personally, I think this is a loss. We may have stolen an enemy unit, but as you can see, enemy shields are so high at the moment. We're just not doing the damage that's required. We just need more attack increases or HP increases or something for the Valianters. They just don't have that. And as you can see, even with all of the defense, even with all of the shielding that we have, just no 2 ways about it. We've definitely just lost this match. It is what it is, especially with Elmer on the enemy team. So again, we'll have to see, but I just don't suspect that we've got. Yeah, unfortunate. We did steal enemy Nawi, which is probably a help, but this enemy Audrey is just going to be too strong. So we'll go ahead and see. You can go ahead and skip this one. Again, we knew that one was a loss. Now, this one is going to be a loss as well. The reason is because Gaia is on the enemy team. Enemy team's going to act first. They're going to build up. Enemy Eudora is going to strike first. It's a very good tactic to have. If you feel as though a team is relatively weak, you would put Gaia on there. And then once Gaia is on there, you just take the action first. Again, as you can see, I knew it was going to be a loss as soon as I saw Gaia on there. Fortunately, we do have Hindrance applied and we are freezing. But having Cleo and having Gaia on the enemy team, there's just no 2 ways about it. They acted first. So before we could get any of our attack increases and HP increases, anything like that, we just got one shot. And it's the way of things, unfortunately. It is. So now, ooh, we did get that miss there. Yeah, again. Enemy team just Gaia is just too strong. So Gaia and I would say Aphrodite, number 1. I would say Gaia is number 2. And then the entire ethereal team is number 3. So as you can see, we did get the loss there. Again, Valianters, Ethereals, just not strong enough. Enemy has tried to mix and match, so enemy has 2 phantoms on the team here. We have been stunned, looks like, so we have Arthur who's been stunned and Merlin who's been stunned as well, but we won't lose out on any actions. So just something to keep in mind, and we're going to start to do. We're going to start to see a very high reflect rate from our team here. Soul Devour on Leviathan, that is big. Unfortunate, but it is what it is. Now, I don't think we should be in too much trouble. I do think that we will prevail in this one specifically because of the Monarch synergy and because of how much damage that we're going to be able to do to the enemies here. Hopefully, anyway. Now, yeah. So we do get Leviathan back, and then Leviathan's passive can start to kick in here. I think potentially Hades can steal somebody else. I think he can anyway. We'll have to see. But again, just no chance at the moment. I mean, they're doing a little bit of reflect damage to us, but we're just doing too much reflect damage at the moment for them to stop it. It is what it is. So we'll go ahead and skip this one. It looks like they were very, very close, though. Very, very close. But again, like I said before, Arthur is just too strong if he's built up enough. After sort of round 2, round 3, Arthur is just top dog. He really is. So it may be that we lose this one. Potentially, anyway. But we'll have to see. We'll have to see. Enemy has gone for all Mystifiers. Mistifi build with Aphrodite again, mixing and matching. But for me, I don't think mixing and matching is the way forward this season. I do think sticking with your basic Valkyrie synergies is going to be best for you. So having, say for example, 6 teams of just your faction synergies is going to be much stronger than trying to mix and match and spending all of those points in the proofs. So, for example, in this one, if enemy had proof of Mystifiers, they would have 5 full Mystifiers. I think that's the way forward. If you are going to build that way and mix and match teams, I think it's going to be really important for you to have all of the proofs available. So the shield tactic is working. It looks like we do have holy shields. We have a lot of actual shielding as well, which has been dished out by our relics that have been triggered. And once Seraphina does this, once she ultimates, typically it's going to be very tough for the enemy to catch back up. Even though Mystifiers do heal very frequently. The only redeeming factor on this is, unfortunately, Aphrodite. She's just the strongest PvP unit in the game. Fortunately, that's why we have her on our team 6, just for moments like this. But again, we'll have to see. We'll have to see. And it depends on how strong the enemy's final team is as well, it looks like. So we do get a lot of Holy Shield triggers from the enemy here. Maybe we get them all stolen. Yep, so we do steal all of those holy shields as well. And because we did end up killing our... Aphrodite just annoys me so much. She just annoys me so much. It's so frustrating. Like, I just don't understand why they built her or why they didn't put a restriction on her stealing. Because she can steal 4 enemies in one round, like before you've taken an action. If you're using Aphrodite and Gaia, there's just no 2 ways about it. Like, she just steals so frequently that it's unbelievable. Anyway, that's enough of a rant. What I'm going to do, I'm going to skip. I'm going to go ahead and see who won this one. I think the enemy will win this one. Yes, enemy did win because we had our team stolen, unfortunately. But now we get to return the favour. So, hopefully, we'll start to... This is going to be a long one, I suspect, because neither team is going to do any damage to each other. Hopefully, our minion goes down first, our stranger goes down first, because then our Aphrodite can start to steal. We do have the double chest trigger as well, which reduces the enemy's ability to... the ability to gain relic energy. And so that's put them off at least 2 rounds. So effectively we have time walked. For those who know, you know. And we do. Oof, that is it's a big miss there, unfortunately. But we are up to 150 energy now, so we do have a lot of... we do have a quite high dodge chance as well. And it's just going to be back and forth between energy gain and all that. We did miss, unfortunately. On all of them, and again it's because of such a high dodge rate provided by the Grace of Shadows, as well as the Avengers natural stuff. But as you can see, we're doing a lot of damage here. Sorry, we're not doing a lot of damage here. It's because Janna has not built up. So I'm going to go ahead and skip, and we'll just see who wins this one. And it looks like we were able to clinch it out, so it is 3-3. So whoever wins this one, I suspect... will be the strongest, but fortunately we do get those hits in, and it's because of the stun relic as well. So like I said, the stun relic for me is the most powerful relic, the most powerful PvP relic that you can use, especially in this final slot here. Just gaining an entire round's advantage, it's just so important. Enemy is able to build up energy, but they're not able to do any damage to us. They're not able to apply any stacks of corrode. They're not going to be able to build up, you know, like with Elisha's passive, or with like Elisha's passive, or with Gaia's passive, anything like that. They're just not going to be able to build up. So as you can see, our Mistifi's strategy has prevailed. Mistifi's Monarch with Lancelot included. Victoria here, again, missing, not doing altogether too much. We'll just see how quickly this Schrodinger can go down. So, yeah, looks like it's worked out well. GD Neat, a very, very strong competitor, but we've been able to prevail with our teams. Again, it's primarily because of that relic. If that relic had not have popped off at the very start, then I think we would have lost. But we'll see. We'll see. Thanks very much for watching. I hope it's been informative. And if you've got any questions, just pop them down below. We can go through them together. Thanks very much. Have a good day.